Perfect. So many.
I know it's really late on the East Coast for you, Vanessa. So is anyone else on the East Coast time? Is it 9:30?
I am.
Oh, okay, half of you.
I'm usually up till 11 anyway, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Well then, I will record this. Do you want me to record this?
You can, totally. I'm still trying to help Charlotte. She still can't hear, which I think is so weird. Should I have her try like leaving the Zoom and coming back?
Well, everyone else can hear, so I don't think it's the Zoom. It might be like internal computer settings or something. Tell her to check the audio settings on her Zoom account.
Okay.
She's got to click that caret, that up arrow next to the microphone.
The caret, you said?
Isn't that what they're called? Like a caret when it's like the up arrow or the down arrow to something?
Okay.
Hopefully
next to what? What is it next to?
It's next to the mute button or the microphone.
Oh, okay.
Maybe she's got it on because there's another. Unless there's two Charlottes, she might be coming in another line that she can hear better.
No, that should be her still.
Okay, everybody smile while we wait. Okay, because I have 1%. That wasn't going to make it till the end. Well, we already got to know Vanessa and Cassie and Carla. Who's on the iPhone with the cute baby?
Is that Julie?
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
I'm Victoria.
Oh, I remember when you were pregnant. This is so weird. I'm glad you could get on too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you were running pregnant with that little babe.
I tried to a few times and then gave up, but.
And it's late there and he's still up.
Yeah.
Aw, sweet. This is good because I know that you've been wanting to get back into coaching. So this is the perfect call to do it. And you're in the Team Rockstar Fit. Are you in the new coach training right now?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I know. Vanessa's in there. Nicole and Carla, just thumbs up. Are you in the Team Rockstar Fit group? And Cassie is too? Cool.
Mm-hmm. And Charlotte can hear us now.
Oh, okay.
So that's awesome. If she gets back on video, I'll do another video of all of us.
Okay. And I'm glad she can hear us. All right.
Are you recording?
I am recording, so go ahead.
Awesome. Welcome, new coaches. Just to explain how we do this, we do one of these a week for new coaches, but you're only supposed to attend one. So it's not like you do this every week. So you'll just attend tonight, and then every week from here on out, you'll be on the regular 6:30 call. We do 6:30 call for basically coach level twice a month, and then every other week it's a 6:30 call for everybody. So it just kind of goes back and forth, but it'll say, according to the call, which one you're on. Either way, you're always on at 6:30, 6:30 Mountain Time until you start rank advancing, and then we move you down to 7. So we're excited that you guys are here, that you're on the team. I know several of you I've already been talking to and helping you get your first invites out there, which is awesome. So what I was going to go over tonight was just your next steps as far as getting started in your business. First of all, what I've told my new coaches to do is use my transformation photos or somebody's from the team to invite a friend to hop into our group with them, because if you're just starting, you probably don't have a transformation yet. And when I jumped into this business, I didn't wait till I got my stuff or anything. I just invited some friends to do it with me, and they did. So from the get-go, I started building a business, not because I was like, look at my results, but because I was like, hey, look at these people. I want to join them. Do you want to do it too? So you can do that from the get-go. So do that, but we have like systems in place. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. Ashley and I have grown very successful businesses, and we can walk you through those conversations because it is a learning process. And sometimes if you try to just handle those on your own, you might not know like even how to talk about a challenge group. I remember I started these conversations without even telling my coach when I signed up. And then when it got to like how to invite her to a challenge group, I had to text my coach and be like, what do I even say? Like, what am I even describing? So that's what I'm saying. Like, let us help you with that because we have all of that in place and we can help walk you through the conversation. That's my biggest piece of advice, especially for new coaches, is let us walk you through it the first few times because it is a learning curve. Okay. So I also have everybody make a list of 25 names of people that they would want to invite to do a group with. And for me in the beginning, I was like, 25 names, that's a lot. So I went to my social media feed and I looked for people that were either posting about wanting to get back into shape, like new moms that had had babies, or I went to my friends list and was just like, okay, who would I want to invite to go take a class with me at the gym? And like made a list. And it didn't mean that I was going to invite them all in one day, but I was going to start working through the list. And then my coach also had me do a list of 25 names of people that I thought would be fun to do this business with. People that you're like, oh, it would be killer if she would join me and like run with me in this. Because when you're just starting out, it can be fun to invite a friend and be like, hey, I just decided to do this thing. I think you'd be awesome at it. Plus, it would be fun to do this together. And you can start inviting people to do that with you too. And again, we can walk you through that, but just making your lists is a good starting point. A coming out post, which we've talked about somewhat, and that we have examples on the team page. Peter was asking me last night, why do you guys call it a coming out post? I was like, what else should we call it? Like an announcement? I don't know. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's basically just your way of letting people in on your story. It's not saying I'm Beachbody and being this whole Beachbody billboard. No, but it is your start to letting people follow your story, because that's what we do as influencers on social media. We let people in on our story. So you're going to have to start somehow. However that feels authentic and genuine to you is how you should do it. And it will always feel a little bit scary because you're putting yourself out there, and that's fine, but you should still feel excited. That's how I tell my coaches, if you're doing it right. If you want, go ahead.
My new coach, Sam, was so scared to do her coming out post like 3 days ago, and she did it, and she had, 52 comments, all of them positive.
Oh, yeah.
So it's never a bad thing, and it can look different. Like Vanessa, yours might want to look like, I'm so excited I found this to get in shape for my wedding because I'm going to look bomb walking down the aisle, and I love that women can join me in this. Your coming out post doesn't have to be all fitness related, and it also shouldn't be a billboard for Beachbody.
No. We can help you with feedback. So before you put it up, if you want feedback, definitely text us and be like, hey, what do you think about this? Like, is this what you would, do or whatever? So don't hesitate to reach out for that. We will do that. But I would do that in the next 24 hours because it is your first step to pretty much starting your business. So I would definitely do that. And then obviously we're big on sharing bits and pieces of our lives and our stories. And if you printed out the business activity tracker, which I tagged some of you in, some of you might not have it yet, but basically it's just your tracker that you're going to use every day for your work. It has, as one of the things you're supposed to do, share bits and pieces in your stories. So you'll notice Ashley and I both share snippets of our workout. We'll share our shake or different things that we're having. We're not always showing labels. We're not name dropping everything, but we're just showing people. And you want to show people in a way that shows them what it does for you. So it's not just like, oh, here's an awesome shake. Like, okay, cool. What does that do for me? Like, why would they even want that? So it's more thinking of like, what does this do for you that somebody else might want? So for me, my kids, we haven't been sick in months, literally, and everybody else is sick. And we drink Shakeology and we use our essential oils. So I'm like, that's all I know to be doing. So literally I use my hashtag, no sickies here. And I have people messaging me saying, I need to get the shake because my kids are sick. So it's more about what does it do for you? But I would start practicing putting snippets into your stories. And that's an art, and that's a skill, I will say, and it takes time to develop. So don't beat yourself up if you're not like, doing huge stories every day. That's not the point. It's just to start having that be something you think about doing.
I wasn't doing anything with Instagram stories 6 months ago, or
No.
like 7 months ago I started dabbling in them. So I don't feel like you have to be an Instagram story queen to start. And a great example of not name dropping is I've been doing Transform 20 for over 3 weeks. I don't think I've hashtag Transform 20 or said the name once. I say I'm doing a 20-minute total body fitness program. Because if I hashtag Transform 20, the only people I'm going to attract is other coaches. And then I'm not trying to get coaches following me. So
Don't do Beachbody hashtags. You'll just get coaches that want to recruit you.
yes.
Tip number 1. So I wouldn't do that. Also on your activity tracker, they're going to talk about expanding your network. If you'll notice, influencers all follow each other. They all comment on each other. Like that's how influencers grow their following, is by being sociable with other people. We do the same thing. So on Instagram, you're going to find other people that you think are cool to follow. I typically look for people that have less than 5,000 followers, generally speaking. And I will follow them. I'll like some of their posts. I might comment on a couple. That's about it. So I spend some of my time every day just expanding my network, just finding other people that I think are cool. Because go ahead.
I was just going to say that's so simple to do, because today all I did, our baby's due in August. I followed the due August 2019 hashtag and just connected with people. Have you found out what you're having yet? Like just literally asking questions to people in a similar situation as I am, not talking about the business at all.
I'll go to the girl that does my hair extensions, the creator of them, and I'll look at who follows her and who has like her hair extensions and see if they're cool. I don't just follow anyone. I look at people like, okay, she's cute. I would relate to her. Things that you're interested in already that don't have to do with fitness is what I would say. Okay. Personal development is also on your business activity tracker. We are big into personal development. And basically that means you've never probably grown a business like this before. Most of us haven't when we jump into something like this. And so it's your education on how to grow a legitimate online business in a non-spammy way. And most of us have never tried that before. So for me, it was like, well, if I'm going to do this, since I'm going to do this, not if, and I want it to be legitimate, not spammy, I want to learn from other people that have done it because they have great tips to share. So we have books that we can recommend for you to get started. I also shared the Darren Daily with my new coaches this morning for them to start listening to, because he's a super successful entrepreneur and he sends you a free 3 to 5 minute video every morning if you subscribe that talks all about how to build success. So that's just a quick little snippet, but there's podcasts that we love that we can recommend. Yes, the Mommy Millionaire podcast. I also like Rachel Hollis because she interviews other successful women entrepreneurs. So I'll listen to them because I feel like it's also cool to hear other women entrepreneurs' stories and what they had to go through or do. But yes, you can reach out to your coach as far as what book to start with or whatever, but we're always doing that because I feel like it also keeps me creative. And as an influencer, you have to stay in the creative zone, putting your story out there. And if you're not feeding your brain like new ideas, you can just be like, what am I supposed to post about today? So oftentimes my posts will be based on either what I'm listening to or learning and personal development, things like that. So we are big into that. Do you want to say anything?
Influencer is not a scary title. It just means you add value to the people following you. Like you share your story and you add value in some way. Maybe it's by showing them what they can accomplish with an at-home workout, or being funny or relatable, or like I think we attribute influencer title and put it on a pedestal, and it's really just someone that other people like and trust and relate to, and they gain value from following their story.
I use the influencer term just because we admire people on Instagram that have a large following and that people seem to just love them for them. And they will buy whatever they recommend. And they're just kind of like, I don't want to say a fan because it's not like we're trying to grow a fan base, but we are trying to grow a tribe that trusts us. If we recommend something, they want to buy it. And you don't do that by just being like, hey, buy this from me, buy this from me, buy this from me. You do it by sharing your life, sharing interests you already have, that you already know about, that you can give them tips for free, because then they say, well, if she knows about this, she must know what she's talking about with this when it comes to the workouts. So I pick 5-ish topics that I like and try to talk about those or offer tips on those. Carla, I know you love nutrition. You could share a whole bunch about nutrition for free, and people would want to look you up to see what you would have to say. Do you know, like if they're going to go to the store, they'd be like, oh, I wonder what Carla would say or Carla would recommend. So I recommend picking, I would say 3 to 5 topics that just make up who you are. So obviously being a mom is one. I was a former like beauty blogger, so I love sharing like the beauty and fashion tips because that's me. I have stuff that I've been through in my marriage. It's a huge part of our story, so I share that too. So like different parts that make up you, what can you share that other people who are either going through it now or might be interested in that would learn something from, is the only way you think about it. I don't know, Ashley, maybe I just reiterated everything you just said.
No,
I hope I didn't.
No, I think that's smart. I just don't want anyone to think, oh, I have to have 5,000 followers to do this.
Nope.
And it's really good if your 5 things aren't all fitness related. So like Vanessa's a photographer, sharing those kind of tips. Because if you think about it, if you're always sharing fitness or nutrition tips, those are the type of people you're going to attract. And a lot of the time when someone wants help getting fit, they're doing something else in their life too. So Vanessa might know a lot of photographers who, hey, guess what? They also like to feel good in their own skin. So if she's sharing tips on photography or social media or whatever and attracts people to her account for the free value she's giving, and hey, by the way, they see her working out in the morning and looking fab for her wedding, then they're going to ask what she's doing. So you want to be multidimensional and not just talk about your workouts every day or your shake.
Right.
Talk about who you are.
So I know I shoot to do 1 post a day on social media. I would say depending on how often you're used to posting, probably work up to that, but you don't have to start there by any means. But try to work up to that to be, again, sharing your story. And when you think about it, everybody who is like a very well-known influencer or blogger or whatever on Instagram started just like you. Nobody ever like handed them a certificate and was like, awesome, you're an influencer. You may now act like one. No, they just started acting like one and then people followed. So you have to be okay with acting like that, not putting on a face, but not being held back because you're like, well, who am I to share anything? What do you mean, who are you? You have a whole history behind you. You've lived a whole life. So don't think that you can't. So with the business activity tracker, I think it has you shoot for 5 invites a day. So you can go through those lists and pick how you want to invite. Now, here is my biggest tip. And I think I've already talked. Well, no, I haven't. So I'll go over this. My biggest way to get invites is people that like my post or comment on my post. If it has something to do with either I shared something about how coaching is impacting me and how I'm excited about it, or about how I'm getting in shape or something related to fitness or coaching, I will just respond to them. And this works every time because it's organic and shows that you care about them. But it's just, hey, thank you so much for the love and support on my post. I always appreciate it because I do. And then I'll say, have you ever considered joining me? Then that's it. It's not pressuring. It's not saying, buy this from me. It's literally just, have you ever considered joining me. And then they feel like it's a conversation. So I count that as an invite. So most of my invites come from that or from doing fun polls on my stories. So sometimes I'll ask them to do a poll where it's like, hey, send me info. But I have more interaction if I do fun polls on my stories that are like, do you like machines or HIIT training? Do you like to work out in the morning or night? Do you like to work out alone or with a buddy? Like, you can ask all kinds of, do you struggle more with fitness or nutrition? If it comes to your nutrition, do you do this or that? Like, you can come up with all kinds of fun questions. And that gives me a great way even to just start conversations. So sometimes if people are like, I love burpees, I will look up those girls and I'll be like, dang girl, you're a badass. You love burpees? I can't say I love them. Like, what do you like to do for fitness? What are your tips? Share with me. I will literally ask them for like tips and just start a fun conversation, just because the more you can just get to know people, the more it's easier and more organic it is to just invite people to join you. So that's what I do. So it's 5 invites a day, and then I think you're supposed to follow up, right, Ashley? With, does it say how many people on? I don't remember, on the business activity tracker. No,
It doesn't give a number.
So follow-ups would just be like if you invited someone and they were waiting, or if they hadn't decided yet or something like that. You'd just be following up and checking in. And again, you can ask us like how we do follow-ups, and we can help walk you through that too. I tell all, oh, go ahead. What?
I was just going to say, oftentimes a good way to invite is to look back at the invite that got you to the call. Like, how did the conversation flow? What was the invitation like? It's usually very simple and straightforward. Like, hey, I love this. You should do it too. Have you ever considered just joining me? We can get fit together to go on vacation in March or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that Joy or I give you or say or you see us do, like, it's yours to use too. All of our resources are shared and they work.
And you can change it to sound like you. Obviously, you should. We just give it to you as like a guideline. So take it and do with it what you will. I tell all my new coaches your goal is to hopefully sign up 3 people in your first 2 weeks, because that makes your investment back. And I know most people who are doing this as a business want to make some income, at least make their investment back. So that's 3 people signing up with a challenge pack just like you did. It's not as hard as it sounds. Especially if you're inviting 5 people a day, you should have some people that want to do it. So that's what I tell everyone their goal is. I'm going to show you right now how to make links, because there's a couple of different ways. Unless, Ashley, you want to add anything before I do that.
I like to tell new coaches, if you're going to start inviting, sometimes it's really comfortable to invite people that you know already, like, know, and trust you. So if you have a good friend, you can say, hey, Cassie, I just started this thing. I'm going to be doing, 21 Day Fix or something. I really want to work with a few people to help me gain some credibility and get testimonials. Do you mind doing this with me too? Because a lot of times your friends and your family, they want to help you, especially if there's something in it for them, aka they're going to get results and get fit. So don't be afraid to start by just asking for help. Hey, bestie, like, do this with me. Let's finish together, and we can submit our before and afters for that $5,000, transformation pot or whatever. So if inviting scares you, start with people that you know already like, know, and trust you.
All right, I'm going to share my screen and show you guys a couple of different ways. So this is your back office, which hopefully you all got your welcome email from Beachbody and figured out your back office and got all of that done. So if you're going to build someone a link to sign up as a coach, or you want to be able to build them like a customized cart, you're going to use Share a Cart, which is under the Grow My Business tab. It's not that hard. And here's your new enrollment order. I'll just put in myself with my other email, with my maiden last name. So if I was going to sign as a coach or a customer, you just click that. Yes, I have permission. Continue. And then you get to shop and build their cart. So if they're doing a challenge pack, you can go into challenge packs, and there's all different ones based on the different programs, or there's just the general Beachbody On Demand. A lot of people are doing Transform 20 right now, and this will pop up down here with all the different Transform 20 Beachbody On Demand options. So I could add that to their cart. But then what's cool about Share Cart is obviously you can build it personalized. So if I wanted to add like some beach bars or Mama Crack, because everybody wants Mama Crack, you can do that. Sometimes I will tell people like, hey, I added a couple of my favorites to your cart because I know like we talked about how you're tired in the morning, so you're going to want some Mama Crack to help you get going. Or you mentioned you have a hard time with snacking, so I was going to send you my favorite bars. But obviously like you can take them out of your cart, whatever. But you can add little extra things that you love and then let them decide. But so that's how to do it that way if you're going to build a customized cart or a coach link. And then if you're just like out on the fly, I didn't do it. You can go to Coach Link Generator. This does not let you make a link as a coach, so they can't sign up as a coach this way. But this would just be for them to sign up as a customer. So you just put in your coach ID and submit it. And then you can either search Transform 20 challenge packs or challenge packs right here, Shakeology. So you would just copy and paste whatever they were going to get. And literally there's your link. It's not hard at all. So, but you can't like add on Energize or anything like that if you do it that way, which sucks. I wish they would, but I mean, I guess that's what Share Cart's for.
And a challenge pack just means that they're starting the way most of you started, where they're getting a month of Shakeology or the performance line with a year of Beachbody On Demand. I like starting all of my clients that way because I know I'm connecting them to the total package. Because if someone's just doing the workouts but not doing the nutrition, they're not going to get as great results. Or if they're just doing the nutrition but they're not really focusing on their workouts. I mean, even people with limitations can do yoga or something. So for Beachbody On Demand, in addition to Shakeology, is only $20 extra. I don't know why anyone would skip spending the $20 for a whole year of a gym membership. And that's what I tell people, even if they don't necessarily want the workouts. I don't know why you'd skip it. It's something you can do if your kids are sick. Just 4 times doing a workout, you'd have it paid for.
Or traveling or whatever. So yeah.
So the differentiation in most of those challenge packs, since they all come with Beachbody On Demand, is the accessories for a specific program. So like Transform 20 would come with the step. They're still going to get all the other workouts too. Or 80-Day Obsession would come with the bands and the slides for 80-Day Obsession. But everyone is still going to get a year of On Demand and have programs.
So when people sign up with a challenge pack or Shakeology, you get awarded points for Beachbody, and it's basically their reward system. So when you guys signed up, we told you there's no negatives if you're not selling. That's true. But they have a rewards program in place where if you are helping people get started every month and you make so many points, so if you make 5 or more points a month, that's how you get the free trip every year that you've seen us go on. So if you're helping 3 people or more a month get started with a challenge pack or Shakeology, that's how you get the free trip, which is pretty cool when you think about it, because I mean, it's not that many people and you're still getting the commissions and the sales. Like you're not forfeiting your check, and you get a free trip for you and your spouse to go on once a year. Also, Summit is our big conference that we have once a year, which is super fun. We all go together as a team. They've hosted it in different cities over the years. Last year it was Indianapolis, and it'll be there again this year. They bring in fun, amazing keynote speakers that we get to hear. This year, Rachel Hollis is coming, and we're really excited to hear from her because we're all big fangirls. So if you're from the get-go, from your first month of signing up as a coach, if you hit Success Club your first 3 months in a row, So if you help 3 people or more in your first 3 months, then you get a free ticket to Summit, which is pretty cool. And they let you register earlier for the free trip than other coaches who didn't do that. So there's big incentives for hitting Success Club right from the get-go. Plus, I mean, since we've been coaching for 3 years now, we can say we've seen like coaches that aren't just tend to not really build a business, because Success Club is basically just proof that your business is growing and thriving and alive, because you want to be helping new people every month, because that means that you're growing. So would you add anything to that, Ashley?
Yeah, so just that Success Club is a mindset. I think that's why we see coaches hitting Success Club doing better, because it's more of a mindset than it is a number. It's I'm doing this myself. I'm going to connect people and get them results too. And helping 3 people is no big deal. Like, that's really the mindset of Success Club is I'm going to help 3 people, and that's not hard to do. I'm going to enjoy helping them, and I'm just going to reach out confidently as a friend.
Yeah. And if you're starting lots of conversations every day and expanding your network, it's not that hard to have 3 people every month join you. So does anybody have any questions at this point that they want to go over or want us to answer? I know we just threw a whole bunch at you, and being overwhelmed in the beginning is normal. So don't think that that's like a bad sign. We all were overwhelmed because you're learning something brand new. It's like learning a different language almost.
Or just your first job. Like, if you think back to the first job you ever got hired at, like, you were probably a little bit overwhelmed learning that.
Literally, if you could just focus on that business activity tracker every day, besides your own like workouts and nutrition, you'll be fine. That's all you need to do. So
you guys have a few tests just to get your coming out post up in the next 24 hours. Don't overthink it. Start making your lists. I always tell coaches it's really easy to start building the list of who you're going to reach out to based on who interacts with your coming out post. Mm-hmm. So like Sam had 50 something people. I said, Sam, go back to all those people and say, hey, thanks so much for cheering me on. I was nervous to share that. Feels good having you in my corner. Like, would you want to try this too? Like, just start a conversation with the people who are already watching you and cheering you on. So that's a really easy place to start building a list from.
Yep, for sure. Hi, Christine. I know you got on late. That's totally fine.
Any questions or like big, oh my gosh, I'm not sure about this. I need to clarify something.
Yes, Carla, go ahead.
So I kind of just wanted a little bit of clarification on the importance, I guess, of signing coaches as opposed to just signing people with challenge packs. Like I've felt like the information that I've gotten in the, not in like the past, but like all the information I'm seeing seems to point heavily in like the importance of signing coaches. And it sounds like from what you were just talking about, it's not necessarily like vital, but just signing people up for challenges and like being involved is also successful as well.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I mean, you're getting commissions off of the sale. And when people sign up as a coach, you stop getting commissions off of the sale. But if they start building a business too, you get the Team Cycle bonus from Beachbody for helping them. So it comes down to, would you rather get paid dollars for hours, or would you rather get residual income? Because if you're just signing customers, well, yeah, you'll have both. But customers are only ever dollars per hour because it's just commissions for a sale. Whereas coaches is residual income. So we teach our coaches how to grow teams because that's what's going to give them time and financial freedom. So growing and getting to that point where you can get residual income, your first rank is called Emerald. And that's where you start getting residual income. That's having one coach underneath you on each side. So it's 2 total, but it's 1 on each side. That starts your residual income. And it's kind of like establishing your team. and basically committing to like, okay, I'm in this for a bigger picture than just making some sales. So we do talk to that about our coaches because we're like, are you in this just for some sales, or do you want to build like some legit income? Because you're never going to be able to sell the amount that you want to make every month in just sales. You're
Yeah.
going to need residual income. So you're going to need a team. So we do encourage our coaches to hit Emerald, which is again, 2 coaches, 1 on each leg, in their first month. I say in the first 2 weeks, because it's not hard when you have people joining you, your first 3 people, to have a couple of them sign up as coaches.
And you never want to sign up coaches just for the sake of signing up a coach. So there's
Right.
no incentive to build a team just for
Right.
a warm body. But it's so easy to sign up a coach early on because, I mean, I know myself, I started as a discount coach just because I liked Shakeology and I wanted to save 25%. Like that was a reason enough for me. So if you have someone that is loving the shakes, it's okay to say, did you know if you switch over to a coach account, you're going to save $30 a month on that?
I do.
Yeah.
Any of my loyal customers. And like I told you, I will let people pick in the beginning and say like, hey, I know you're probably going to do this for longer than a month, because most of us need more than a month to hit our goals in fitness. So if you're going to do this longer than a month, would you like to sign up as a coach and you can get a discount? You don't have to work the business, but if you love it and you're interested in it, you might even want to try out the business. It's totally up to them, but I'll give them that choice. And then they can decide for themselves. And some people will say yes. Some people are like, no. And I'm like, that's fine. So I don't mind offering that option to people, because you also never know who's going to start as a discount coach and turn into a business builder. I've seen it over and over again. Yes, a lot of people will start as a discount coach and turn into a business builder.
I was drinking Shakeology for like 6 months before my coach said, hey, did you know you can be saving money? And then I was like, pissed that I didn't save $30 for 6 months straight. So I like to offer it to challengers who I know are loving it, just because I remember what that felt like to be like, oh my gosh, that was like $200 extra I just spent that I could have been saving. But opening up, hitting Emerald and sponsoring coaches is really allowing yourself the opportunity to open up a second way to earn income in this business. And it's the way that pays you the most as well. So if you're thinking about being here for the long haul, then you do want to start building a team. And it's just more fun. Like, I love working with customers, but this stuff right here is like why I do this still every day.
Yep.
So I have kind of a follow-up question. Do you find that you have good success with people who are kind of iffy about whether to use the products? Like if you can get them onto a challenge pack and then like, I mean, I guess, if they've never tried the product, like I feel like it would be hard to have them sign up as a coach because they don't know what the product is. You know what I mean? Like, do you find that introducing them like in a challenge pack and then seeing if they'll develop into a coach is a good...
I'm like, I signed up as a coach, never trying the product, knowing I wanted to build a business. And I have 2 girls on the call right now who are waiting for their challenge packs to arrive that want to build a business and they've never tried the product. So no, it's not impossible at all. And I think it's hard to imagine that when you didn't start that way.
Yeah. No,
But
and that's what it's kind of weird.
I did start that way because I had seen enough people getting a transformation that I was like, what the heck, I have to try this, but I know if I'm going to try it, I want to go all in. And I had seen enough other people getting amazing results and say amazing things that I was like, well, I can believe enough to start. And then I told myself, I'm going to let myself actually try it. In the first 30 days, I'm going to see for myself now what I think and if I really can run with this. And that was all I needed. I was completely convinced and I already had 3 people joining me. So it was awesome. But it can be hard to wrap your head around it when you didn't start that way. But trust me, there are people that will.
I think the last 3 coaches who have joined our team, and Vanessa included, have not tried the product before signing up. Because, I mean, people do research too. So when you see like the quality of ingredients and stuff, it's kind of a no-brainer. Especially because people who are usually interested in starting a business for the business have researched other similar businesses, so they kind of know what they're looking for. Yeah, so don't assume that just because you started a certain way is going to be the same way everyone else wants to start, because different personalities, totally. Do we have any other questions?
Not to mention, they have 30 days, up to 30 days after they purchase to cancel and get a full refund.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they're stuck. They can return an empty bag of Shakeology and get a full refund. So,
yeah.
All right.
Right. It's past 10 o'clock for some of you. So
I know. Y'all got to get to bed.
We all get, yeah. Like, thank you guys so much for being on. We do have every resource you need to build a successful business. So if you run into a question or a hurdle, I mean, just text, comment in the team page. I mean, we'll certainly be checking in on you, but don't overthink it. Just run and have fun with it, and let people know where you're headed, and let them know that they can come along too. It's kind of like as easy as that.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
We're excited for you. Don't be afraid to reach out with questions. And then we'll see you guys next Monday night at 6:30. So an hour earlier. Yes, I can message out like the podcast I would recommend. So, all right. Talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
Good night.